Good day, boys and girls. Welcome to another language arts lesson. Today we'll be looking at table of contents. Now take a look at the objectives we hope to achieve at the end of this lesson. At the end of the lesson, students should be able to identify the table of contents of a book, state at least 3 things that can be found on the table of contents page, use the table of content page to locate information, state the number of pages each chapter contains, and tell of the starting and ending page of each chapter. The table of contents page might appear in 2 ways. It may have contents at the top or table of contents at the top. Before we continue, let us take a look at what the table of contents page is. The table of contents in a book will help you to find the names of the chapters or stories of the book and the page number where each chapter or story begins. The table of contents page is located at the beginning of a book. Each chapter or story of the book will have a name and usually has a page number. Now, boys and girls, take up your reader. See if you can identify the table of contents page. Remember, it is located at the beginning of the book. Here is the table of contents page. Scan it quickly to see the information that is on it. You'll notice that there is a list of stories on the table of contents page. It therefore means that this book contains stories. Now, boys and girls, you might have noticed that the table of contents page in books are different. Take a look at these samples. Now that you've seen the different samples of the table of contents or contents page, I am sure that you are now able to identify it in your books. Take a look at the tips that you must know when using the table of contents or contents page. Tips for using a contents page. Read the list of names of the chapters or stories to find the one you are looking for. These are usually listed on the left of the page. When you have located the chapter or story, put your finger on it, then move it across to the right of the page to find the page number on which the chapter or story begins. Let us now discuss the table of contents page in our textbook. We are only going to be looking at term 1. So concentrate on the list of stories that are for term 1. The list of stories for term 1 are The Fuzzy Teeth Beat, Jamaican Foods, The Face in the Porridge, Rain Soup, Big Yard, Dance Polly Dance, and Rhythm and Sound. We can use the table of contents page to find out how many pages there are in any story. Now, how many pages does the story Rain Soup occupy? Take a look at your table of contents page and see if you can find the answer to that question. Here are a few tips that will help you in finding out the number of pages there are in a story. To find the number of pages a chapter or story occupies, look carefully at the page where the chapter or story starts and the page of the next chapter or story. Remember, the story that we are looking at is the rain soup. The story Rain Soup starts at page number 22. The next story, Big Yard, starts at page 28. Now that we have identified those two stories, let us now look at the next tip. When we count the number of pages starting from page 22 to page 27, we get 6 pages. Therefore, the story Rain Soup occupies 6 pages. Pat yourselves on the shoulders if you said the story Rain Soup occupied 6 pages. Now, on your own, do this activity. How many pages does the story Dance, Polly Dance occupy? Now let us continue looking at the table of contents page. We can use the table of contents page of a book to tell how many chapters or stories a book contains. We discover this by simply counting the numbers of chapters or stories listed. Again, take a look at your content page. Term 1. How many stories are listed in term 1? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 stories in term 1. We find this out by simply counting the number of stories. Now let us take a look at the story Big Yard. The story Big Yard starts at page 28. Can you tell me the page on which that story ends? The story Big Yard is followed by the story Dance, Polly Dance. It starts at page 36. It therefore means that the story Big Yard ends on page 35. Now work with a partner and tell me the page on which the story Jamaican Food starts and ends. If you've said that the story Jamaican Food starts at page 9 and ends at page 14, then you are correct. Now let us review our objectives to see if we have accomplished them. Did we identify the table of contents of a book? Did we state at least 3 things that can be found on a table of contents page? Did we use the table of content page to locate information? Did we state the number of pages each chapter or story contains? Did we tell of the starting and ending page of each chapter? We've done all of those. By this, I am sure that you are better able to tell of the information that a table of contents page contains. Until next time, have a wonderful day.